Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the 808 podcast. Today, we are asking TC one question. She has 8 minutes and 8 seconds to answer it because 808 looks like Bob. Here we go. TC, question number one. How can you create 5 pieces of content interviewing one person very quickly with no editing? Go.
Okay, well, first of all, TC stands for Too Cute, Totally Crazy, and Teresa Clark. I am the CEO of OnFire Ignites. So just let everybody know who I am. All right, so everybody knows that you can go ahead and interview somebody on a podcast and for an hour, and then you can send that video over to somebody and they can edit it and cut it up and all those kind of things. It's one way. The other way that we recommend is we believe the internet likes videos that are under 10 minutes long. Not only do they like videos that are under 10 minutes long, but you can post them on LinkedIn better, right?
Right.
Okay. So what we suggest is instead of doing that, you figure out 5 questions that you're going to ask them, and you do 5 different podcasts with the same person, one right after the other. So you can say, and on every single one, they introduce themselves. And we always say, have people introduce themselves. Because what do you always say, Bob?
Basically, I find bios very boring. Where someone pulls out, TC Clark is the CEO of OnFire Ignites. She started a business the day after 9/11, brought it to 1 million pages, blah, 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 blah.
Let's not even worry about that. So the point is that when you tell somebody, tell us who you are, and we always say in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do. And then you ask them a question. And you do this 5 times. And you ask them a different question for each podcast. Now you have 5 podcasts that you created in an hour. And you don't have to edit any of them. Now they have 5 pieces of content that they get to share, and you have 5 pieces of content that you get to share.
Exactly. And one thing I like about this style is there's a lot of people that will do the podcast for entertainment, and like the entertainment podcast. Like I watch a lot of wrestling podcasts, and they will do the whole editing. I know she doesn't like wrestling, but whatever, that part there. So, and what they'll do is they'll take clips of that podcast, hire an editor, and have it edited out. If you're doing a podcast right now, chances are you're doing it for business. This system takes a lot less time because I don't need to send the whole hour-long recording to an editor. That takes time. Don't have to pay them. That, paying people takes time. Don't have to check their work. That's another thing that people don't talk about when they're hiring a VA for this stuff. And basically it's, okay, let's do the quick little podcast, stop. Let's do the next one, stop. And it makes it so much easier and a lot less work to get together.
The other thing that people don't realize is that you also have to trust that that person is going to pull out what you want. Okay. And if you talk to somebody for an hour, are you going to have 5 concise pieces of content that you can you're not going to have 5 10-minute of pieces that are concise, that are designed for you to specifically use. This way you have them. They have their intro at the top of each one. They have a different question for each one. All right. And they don't have to be 10 minutes. They could be 5, they could be 7 minutes. But the idea is that you're just popping these out one question at a time. Also, the answers tend to be more concise because they only know they have to keep it underneath that 10-minute mark for the internet, okay, to be able to post on LinkedIn and some other, even YouTube likes them under 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Do that part there. It's either around that 10-minute mark or an hour. There is no in between.
Right. So if you can keep it under 10 minutes, so now when you talk to somebody and instead of saying, okay, let's do 1 podcast, let's do 5, let's do 6, 5 or 6 of them, and you get it done in the same amount of time. And if you record them and you stop recording, record, stop recording, record, now you have all the pieces and it's really easy.
It really is 100% agree with you in that part there. So TC, we got 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about the other tip that you use. So for us, believe it or not, what we do is we actually get completely off of Zoom and get back on Zoom. Explain that.
So what we're doing is, for ease of making it to where it's all together, where I can find them very easy, is I have an Excel spreadsheet of all the podcasts we're going to do today. Little spoiler for everyone. If you notice, when you see this, the episode that was yesterday and the one tomorrow, we're wearing the exact same clothes. No, we haven't decided to wear the same clothes for an entire week straight. This has all been recorded in one day. Spoiler alert. And so what we're doing is we're basically every single time I have an Excel spreadsheet full of Zoom links. Log off. I send you that one. I say, okay, this is what we're talking about. I post it in chat. So we're both prepared. We do that. Stop, exit, repeat. Yep. And so today we're making content for probably 2 weeks and probably, I'd say what, 2 hours?
If that. Yeah. And it's going to be one right after the other. Now, everybody will tell you you're supposed to change your clothes. We're too lazy.
Yeah. It just doesn't. Yeah. Okay. My attitude is anyone who really cares that I'm wearing the same clothes sometimes through different episodes of the podcast, I don't want you as a client anyway. I don't want you in my network if you're that picky. No. Got that part.
Alrighty.
So TC, we got 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. Let's do a closing statement real quick.
Well, you get to do this one this time.
Okay, so if you guys want to know how to use a podcast for both networking and content, super easy, where literally it's the second they get on Zoom to having it posted, 35 minutes. Check out the link below. We can help you out on that. And then we go.
Yep. Also, we can get you started to start your podcast within a day.
Yeah, that whole part there. A lot, and this is what I tell people about podcast coaches, is a lot of times they'll make you do all this additional busy work. So that way you go, you know what? Why don't you just do it for me and I'll pay you? So they get that reoccurring income. And my attitude is, I'll say it here. Let's just say it. Just get the damn thing done. There we go. All right. We pulled it off. There we go. One question in 8 minutes and 8 seconds because 808 looks like Bob. And everyone, my name is Bob Clark. I am legally required to tell you to like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell, whatever the social media network tells you to do. And you all have a wonderful day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.